Today, we're talking about how to lead worship with confidence. Let's jump into it. What's going on, family? It's Michael here, and I help worship leaders grow spiritually and practically so that they can lead worship more effectively. And today, we're going to be talking about how to lead with more confidence. But before we get started, I just thought that it was going to be so appropriate to give you access to my free checklist, my Confident Worship Leader checklist. Today, we're going to talk about a few things from off of that, and you can get it right now by going to my website, michaeleagle.com/confident worship leader, and you can get access to that checklist and follow along. And I pray that the rest of the tips help you to grow in confidence and lead with power. Let's get started. So I get comments all the time, DMs all the time, and I talk to worship leaders all the time who say, Michael, I struggle with fear. Michael, I struggle with leading with confidence. I struggle with anxiousness when I get up to lead. And I tell everybody all the time, that is normal. Every time I get up, I get nervous. Every time it's time for me to lead, maybe 15 or 10 minutes before, I get anxious. Sometimes when I'm up there leading and I look into the audience, I get fearful. But one of the main things that helps me is knowing I am doing this unto God. Although this is a public display of worship, it is still God's worship, and I'm doing it for Him. And so if I just begin to magnify and focus on glorifying Him, even in my fear, He'll still get the glory. All right, so let's go over 2 tips from the checklist. The first thing that you can do to lead worship with confidence is to rely on Holy Spirit. If you have spent adequate time in the presence of God, getting His instructions, getting His downloads, then when you get up to lead, although fear may be present, if you could just follow the instructions that Holy Spirit gave you, even leading in fear, those instructions will yield results. Why? Because Holy Spirit knows all. Holy Spirit sees all. Holy Spirit knows what's going to change a person's heart. Holy Spirit knows what's going to cause somebody to experience the presence of God. So if you can get those instructions from Him and begin to carry out those instructions, it's always going to yield results. I tell my mentees who struggle with fear all the time, the only difference between you and me is I do what Holy Spirit is saying afraid. I do it scared. I do it anxious. I just do it, and I don't allow it to grip me. So you need to rely on Holy Spirit and ask Holy Spirit, what are you saying? How are you moving? And how can I be a part of that? And when you do it fearfully, you do it scared, I promise you the presence of God is still going to show up. Hey fam, sorry to interrupt your video, but I have a huge announcement. I just released my first book, The Art of Leading Worship. This book is a roadmap for worship leaders, taking you from A to Z of everything that you need to know to lead powerful experiences with God. This book is for new worship leaders, seasoned worship leaders. Everyone will benefit from what I've packed into this book. All you got to do is hit the link in the description and get your copy today. Now back to your video. The second thing that you can do to lead worship in confidence is to grow in your craft. There are so many people who say, Mike, I'm struggling and I'm fearful, but then I notice something about them. They're not the most prepared. They haven't studied much. Their prayer life might not be as strong. And they're saying, I'm struggling. And I'm saying, well, one of the things you have to do is to get better. Get better all around. Become a better singer. Become a better worship team member. Become a better leader. Become a better follower of Jesus by reading your word and studying. Become a better worshiper by practicing. You need to practice, and focus on your strengths. When you focus on your strengths, you can be confident knowing that you can make things happen because you're focusing on the things that you are good at. So focus on your strength, grow in your craft, practice. And when I mean practice, I don't just mean the singing side. Practice His presence by going into your closet, worshiping in your closet, by going into a rehearsal and worshiping in rehearsal. Do it. All the things that you know that you're going to do on Sunday morning in the rehearsal. Practice, practice, practice. Grow in your craft, and I promise you, your confidence will continue to rise. Now, look, if you're saying, hey, Mike, I don't know how to get better in my craft. I don't know how to grow. I need somebody to help me. I need somebody to jump on this train and give me advice. I offer a mentorship program, and I would be so honored to help you and to help you build your confidence, help you build your worship leading skill. I will be honored. Just go to my website, michaeleagle.com/mentorship, and join the mentorship. We're going to do a one-on-one call, and we're going to see what you need, and we'll go from there. I promise you that when you work with me, you're going to get better. I pray this all helped you. You can go ahead and get the Confident Worship Leader checklist at my website, michaeleagle.com/confident worship leader, and get the rest of the tips. It's about 10 tips that I believe is going to help you grow in your confidence. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.